friends, thanks for joining me for part 2 of creating this Halloween journal for the giveaway. I'll be building the journal today and just kind of going through it, adding pockets, adding papers to write on. I really want this journal to be something special and something different than some of the journals that we see out there. And I've chosen to go with a more dramatic size, if you will. So I'm actually using 12 by 12 journaling papers, and I am not cutting them down. So it's pretty exciting and it's a lot of fun. So thanks for joining me for part 2. So today, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, we are going to work on adding some details to the journal. And I'm beginning with an image that I pulled out of a book, and it's actually like a badger, and he has a snake. I guess they got in a fight, and it looks like the badger is winning. But I thought I didn't think that I would end up using that in some other journal, and I figured it would be pretty good in a Halloween journal. I've decided to use another one of the vintage envelopes, and just like I did on the first one, I'm going to take off one of the ends and then take off the bottom of it, and that way I can open it up like it's a flip. And then I've decided that I'm going to draw some wavy lines on the inside. Instead of adding anything to the inside, I'm just going to draw lines on it that can be written and journaled on. I have a piece of cardboard that I would like to work with. It's more like cardstock. It's not real thick, but it's brown in color, and it just sort of has a rustic feeling. And here it is right here. And I would like to make 3 pockets from this one piece. So I'm just going to start cutting it, and hopefully I'll get it right. I think these shapes are going to work, and I think that placement is going to work, so I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. On this piece here, I simply am going to lay down a piece of gray cardstock, and then over top of that I am going to put some of my gray dyed paper, and I'm tearing the edges. I do like to tear the edges of paper frequently because
It creates interest, and I like that. Here I have an image from a book. It's a book page, and I thought that this would work well in this book. So I'm going to cut one edge of it to make it straight, because you can see I tore it out of the book and it wasn't very straight. And I want to basically cut it down to size so that it'll fit on a journal page. But then I'm going to tear across the top and ink it. And that way it'll add a lot more interest to this piece, and I want this piece to end up being a pocket. You might notice some familiar items, like these book pages that I'm using. These all came from the same book, so all the script will be the same, the color of the pages, all of that. You'll notice coming up I am using some more of the vintage paper that I got from, I think, the flea market, and it is quite yellow, and I didn't coffee dye it, it's just yellow from age. You're going to notice that what I tend to do is gather all of the things that I want to work with and use them, because I know that they're going to work together most likely. I pull them, I put them all on my desk. Actually, I put them all in a little basket, and that way I can just grab in there, and I end up spreading it all out as I'm working, but it starts in a basket, and that way it's kind of nice and organized. And I load it in the basket smallest to largest, so I can see all the little pieces up front, and then it'll get bigger and bigger into some more full-size pages. But at any rate, my point of sharing that is I gather all of my items, and that's one of the ways that I keep the journals looking pulled together. Even though I source the items from different places, I use them repetitively through the journals, and that way everything works together. I hope that makes sense. Even though I'm not doing a lot of embellishing at this point in the process, I am going to mention that sometimes if I'm working with my stuff and I'm putting a page together and I see something in my pile of goodies that I feel inspired to use, I will use it right then and there, because I'm always afraid I'll forget the idea that I had. Like if I wait to add it to the journal, I'm so afraid that I'll forget. So such is the case with this beautiful green piece of fabric. I have another book page here, and I obviously am going to use it, so I'm tearing it, but I think I want to also turn this one into a pocket, and I'm feeling like I might want to build upon that, so I don't think that I'll have this as a standalone pocket. That being said, I'm going to chew on it a little bit and come back to it later to do that building part of it. Right now I just need some time to think about that and process that in my brain. As you can see, the music sheets are not quite as wide as the journal pages. And so on some of them I am adding tags and things, but some of them I'm just adding a piece of artwork or something like that. And in this case, I'm adding an illustration from one of the book pages. I went ahead and inked the edges, and it didn't have quite the impact that I wanted, so I'm going to go around it with an orange marker. And in my first video, my first process video, I talked to you guys about that, and I was sharing that if you don't have an ink pad in a color that you would like to ink, you can simply take a marker and just go right around the edge of your paper and it will do the job. I have an idea for this piece. This is a nice thick piece, like it was a file folder, but it's vintage. And I was thinking what I'm getting ready to do has a name, but I don't know what the name is. But it's basically like stacked pockets. So I want to take this piece and I want to cut holes in it so that I can put like 3 tags in the one piece. But then one is above the bottom one and then one is above the middle one, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing is I am drawing some lines at the angle that I would like the pockets to be, and then I will cut those out with my razor tool, and then I will carefully put glue on the opposite side of this so that I can glue it down. But I have to be careful where I put that glue, because if I put it in the wrong place, the tags won't be able to go through as far as they're supposed to. Alright, I got those cut out. I didn't follow a template, but I do want to let you guys know that there are templates for this very same thing. I've seen them in, I don't know, maybe if you have a Cricut, you could probably get one off of a Cricut, and then you might be able to find also a die that has something like this. I think I've seen that, but I just did mine freehand because I figured why not. Alright, I am going to go ahead and get the glue on here and flip it over and adhere it to the page. And then that is going to wrap up the work that we're going to do on this journal today. And I will be back with video number 3 very shortly. Well, not today, but on another day. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate the time that you've been spending here. Thanks for watching. See you soon.